So no matter how much space we have in our bathroom, how much counter space we have, we always want a little bit more, right? We always need that little bit extra. Put another bottle here, put another toothbrush there, just a little bit more. And today we're going to build something to solve that problem. So for this next build, I was looking for something small enough to fit on the wall, but enough where it could fit in between a small space on a wall, and there's some other obstacles in the way. There is a towel holder and a plug. And I wanted something in my bathroom to hold the various items that are on my counter up on a shelf. But I want that shelf also adjustable as well. So this is what I came up with. A single support system with 3 adjustable shelves going down, up and down. Now what I've done in the past is made the shelves too thick, so too bulky. Also the spine or the support too bulky as well. So we're really going to cut those down today, and I think it's going to turn out really well. So today for this build we'll be using cherry. I like cherry. It's one of my favorite woods to work with. It goes with a lot. It's really easy to work with and also has a great transformation from raw cut all the way to the finished product. Now I would like to hear what you guys think. What do you guys like to use? Do you guys like to use cherry, or do you have a different kind of wood? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, so now into the build. So today we'll be using this board of cherry, and what we'll be doing is creating our shelf for the small space or the bathroom in my case. It's going to have 3 shelves. Each shelf is going to be approximately 2 1/4 to 2.5 inches wide, and it's going to be 6 inches long. The thickness is going to be just under 1/2 inch, and the spine or the support beam will be approximately 12 to 14 inches in length. Between each shelf, I want to have 5 to 6 inches of space, and that will give me plenty of space because the shelves will be able to slide opposite of each other. So the bottom shelf to the top shelf, I could have a ton of space there to put bigger bottles, bigger items. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So after taking the block of cherry and removing a piece for the spine or the support, I then cut this out of this using the table saw by moving my fence over to about just over 1/2 inch and raising the blade, and I resawed this to get 2 pieces of wood, and then I was left with this. And then I cleaned this up on the planer. So you're not always going to have perfect wood to work with. Here I'm taking out the knot and taking out the loose materials, and then I'll tape the other side just so that the CA glue doesn't run through. And then what I'll do is I'll fill that knot with some CA glue, let that cure overnight, hit it with some activator to help speed up the process. Here I'm taking the support piece over to the miter saw, measuring 14 inches, and then I'm going to cut it to length. On most of my projects, I use this handheld router to break all the edges so that it's not straight left behind, either a chamfer or a roundover. It just makes the product look that much more finished. Now in the past, I've also built this with the spine or the support system with a dado blade. And this time I may try something a little different. So what I may try to do and see if it works is cut those dados in using a CNC machine, being able to precisely put the measurements in the software and then being able to essentially route that out using a CNC machine. And we'll see if that works. If that does work, then it gives me something a little bit easier and repeatable, and then I'll have to go through the setup of the dado stack. And now comes the fun part. So I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but we'll find out together. So what I did is I cut a test piece out and I loaded the program in my computer, And now what I'll do is I'll carve out the support piece here to accept the shelves, and we'll see if this works. So I wouldn't say it's a complete failure because it was interesting to see the test. It can work. I think it will work on bigger pieces, smaller pieces like this, and the shelves that I'm trying to build. I think I'll leave it to the table saw and just use a dado stack. I think it'll come out cleaner. I think it'll be easier. And if I'm making a batch of them, just batch them all out on the table saw. So after some sanding and finishing with shellac, just to protect it from the moisture from the bathroom, we have finished it, and what you have is a finished product that goes on the wall, and these shelves then can move back and forth. You can put stuff on it, and you can have it like this. You can have a bigger bottle here, shorter bottles here, or you can move them over if you want. Put them like that. There's little screw holes behind here. If you can see that. Inside there, a little recess, and then that'll go in, and then the screws will be hidden behind the shelves.